Ta-da, we did it. Good afternoon, everybody. We did it. We made it back for another drawing video. Today is 39 days of drawing portraits every day for a year. And today was a very exciting morning. I had turned the computer off last night, and this morning it would not turn back on. Big surprise. I had noticed there was some trouble a few weeks ago when I would put the computer to sleep, and then when I would try to wake it back up, it just wouldn't turn on, and I would have to keep trying until eventually it would. Um, and yeah, yesterday I decided I wanted a little silence at nighttime, so I turned the computer off, and when I turned it back on, it was right back to where it was. So I had just not been putting it to sleep. I'd been leaving it on forever, but I thought, I can't just leave the computer on forever. Anyways, I switched the whole desktop from my mom's old desktop to my brother's, and I guessed the passcode. Luckily, I was able to guess the code, so maybe I'm better at hacking than I realized. It was just, yeah, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I had to reset up my OBS studio. I had to reset up the phone and everything. And surprisingly, I was able to get it working. Even the microphone I was having trouble with. But yeah, I was able to get it all working. So yay me! As you guys know, I've been doing typing lessons, and I'm interested in coding and programming, but I thought, hey, maybe I could try to get started a little early, making a little side cash with my, computer savviness, and I tried to get a job as doing transcription, where you listen to audio and you type it out, and I passed the written test. But then I failed the actual part where you transcribe and I worked really hard. It was a 4-minute video, and it took me a very freaking long time. I was going over and over and over it, and I failed the freaking thing. I was so pissed off. So anyways, I guess that's not gonna happen anytime soon, but I'm still gonna practice, and I'm not gonna let it get in the way of my drawing. So anyways, that's what I did all freaking day, and it was not much of a payoff at all. So anyways, I'm just going to get into my drawing video. That's life, I guess, everybody. That is life. Maybe I'll have a little better luck with data entry, even though it's super boring, but who knows, maybe I can learn a thing or two. I don't know. I don't want to talk anymore. I'm just gonna draw, and I'll upload the video, and that'll just be another day in the life of me. I ended up getting more tobacco this morning, even though I keep saying I'm not going to, and last night I did. And I was like, this is too much. I dumped it. And then this morning I was like, I'm going to get some more, because I know if I just walk 2 blocks down, I know I can get a couple cigarettes worth. So that's bad. But this time I don't want any more, because I know that the whole day is out the window. I'll start out being really productive and doing all this stuff, and I'm like, let me keep it up. And then I get more tobacco and all of it goes out the window. So don't do that anymore, Jason. I'm not mad at myself, but I'm just ready to move on with my life. Anyways, I just wish it was springtime so I could get back in with my garden and do my butterfly stuff and just feel more productive with my life. But until then, I don't know. I haven't even been cleaning my room up, so I gotta do better. I gotta do a better job with my life, and do some more exercises, and I do yoga and all that, so blah blah blah. The world just isn't set up for people to make money these days. Who knows, maybe it is. Once I get better at coding and programming, I'll just do a whole variety of things. But that's my life. I finished the tobacco, there's no more, and I'm not going to get any more this time, and I'm not even going to think about it. So yeah, here we go, drawing. I've got my glasses on today. My eyes are literally burning. My eyes are burning. I'm not going to put my contacts in. Too much computer work, too much staying up late. Blah, blah. I've got my mirror set up. I've got my pencils, my paper, my sharpener. I don't see an eraser. No eraser, so no eraser today. just like super annoyed because I keep thinking of like the look that my parents give me every time I talk about doing something new, and it's always a mix between like, oh my god, he's doing a new project, I can't believe he's starting something new, why is he so crazy? And also them being like, all right, you're just gonna fail anytime. And I guess I took that inside of myself, and I'm just like, why do I feel like such a failure? It's just a stupid little thing that I want to do. I just want, I have to come, I talk about this all the time. Like, you just can't get validation from anyone. You can't trust anyone. Oh my god. I just like, I don't even know. I want it to be springtime so I can work with my butterflies and I can become a millionaire and do something and feel good about myself, because it's just like I'm not a failure, and I know that I'm not a failure, but it's just like so freaking annoying having to justify everything that I do and being and just like leave me alone. Why do you always expect me to fail at everything? It's so not fair, and it's not my fault. Goodness, like when my brother crashed the car and he totally totaled it, I'm the one. It's like I got a perfect score on my driver's test. But for some reason, my mom didn't want me to drive anymore. And I'm like, this is before I did all the drinking and smoking and stuff. And I was a perfectly good driver. And her and my dad, like my dad likes to think that he's such a good driver, but he drives like a crazy person. And he's getting old. He's like up there in years. So I'm just expecting him to kill himself driving one day. Or it doesn't even have to be driving. It could be on the boat. Like we got this big ass stupid boat, and he thought it would be such a good idea to get the biggest boat that you're legally allowed to carry on a trailer. But I'm like, you're never gonna get me on that boat because they always want me to do like these stupid crazy things, and I don't like doing stupid crazy things. I'm a like really chill person, and they're like, Jason, why don't you do these really stupid dangerous things? And I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to do these really stupid dangerous things. So that's what's going on in my head right now. It's like I don't want to tell anyone about anything that I'm working on ever, because they just what's like they alternate between like those things of like not accepting me for the awesome thing. It's like he's a failure, but let's ask him to do these impossible tasks and then not give him credit for it when he does it. And that's what frustrates me the most. It's like, why do I always have to do these impossible tasks, but then they feel bad because they're asking me to do something that a sane person wouldn't ask another sane person to do? So they're like, oh, I'm not crazy, so I'm not gonna act like this is a really crazy task that I'm asking them to do. So I don't get any of the satisfaction of the accomplishment, because they're hiding the fact that it's like something really hard to do. And they're like, oh no, Jason, why don't you just come out and do this thing and it'll be really fun and easy? And it's never really fun and easy. It's always like a really big pain in the ass. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. So now they think I'm like this freeloader who won't help them with anything. And I'm like, but I can never satisfy you. I would say like I could be president of the world with $1 million in the bank, and they would still be like, oh, that's Jason, our son the failure, let's never acknowledge anything that he does because we're crazy people who are never satisfied. So that's why I learned how to hide everything that I do from them, because they'll just tear up my accomplishments and make me feel really bad about myself. Does anyone else have parents like that? I'm sure that's all parents, but my parents are like, well, clinic, I mean, one of them got the diagnosis, but even then it's like, oh no, we can't acknowledge the fact that we're a crazy person, so we're just gonna go on living our life like we're not a crazy person, and then everyone else around us just has to accept it. And I'm like, what are you kidding me? It's like I came home, I was living away for years, like they didn't know if I was alive or dead. And then I finally ended up coming home because they like were gonna die, they're getting really up there in years. So I'm like, oh my God, I literally only have a couple years left with them on this planet. But I must have been like really masochistic or something because they just like are crazy monkeys on my back all the time. It's just like, it's so frustrating living with people who just, all they ever do is fight, 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 fight. And then when I'm in the picture, it's like I'm not a fighting kind of person. So I'd rather not interact at all. And that's just like, it's a lose-lose situation. And that's the way I feel. That's how I feel. Um, so anyways, I'm never gonna help with this boat. My dad almost had a heart attack because he's got like blocked veins, and a couple months ago I told him, you sound like you're going to have a heart attack. I used those words. And his response was no, because what do? We can't just accept what's going on. We can't accept the reality. We have to deny and lie and like make the other people feel like they're crazy, which is, the basic definition of gaslighting. You know, if you catch a liar in a lie, they're going to say, I'm not lying. And I'm just like living with that all the time. So, anyways, I'm mad that I failed the test, and I know that I'm not a failure, but um, other people feel bad about themselves when I'm a failure. So it's like I have to hide my failures from other people, and then I just don't interact with them ever. And that's why I'm alone here on the internet. That's why I'm alone here on the internet. I mean, I like having subscribers and stuff, but I don't go on the internet like, ooh, I hope I get a new subscriber today. I'm gonna feel better about myself if I get a new subscriber today. It's like, I could have 100 million subscribers and it wouldn't validate my existence at all. I mean, my parents would be like, but how is that gonna put money in your accounts? Like, where is that? What does that even mean? They don't understand anything. They don't understand anything, but they always think that they're smarter than me, smarter than me, smarter than me, but they're not, but they're not. Anyways, my mom is like super depressed and anxious, and so is my dad, but he's like different. Um, they both have like super ass learning disorders, and anything outside of the realm of what's acceptable to them is just like, no, 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 no. So I'm just like outside of the realm. I'm the black sheep of the black sheep family. Black sheep of the black sheep family. Do any of you know what I feel? Do you know what it feels like to be the black sheep of the black sheep? That's my life, and it's now or never. I'm just mad that I smoked tobacco and drank coffee all day. I wish I didn't have to do that anymore. It's my life and I want to do better. It's like really frustrating that they're not political at all. So anytime that anything goes wrong in the world, it's like my fault that the banks are stealing money from people. It's my fault that the president isn't doing the job that he's supposed to be doing. It's my fault that, um, you know, I used to get into such big fights because I would say that colleges are just scams and that it shouldn't cost $500 for a textbook and that they're basically like scamming us. And my parents are just like, oh, well, Jason's retarded, you know, and they just like, that's how they cope. Is it's just like, oh, well, all of these things, you know. I go on and on about climate change, and now that it's hot in December, they're like, oh man, I wonder if climate change is real, ha ha ha. And I'm like, yeah, but what happened to all of those times that I wanted to be like a political activist and you hated me for that? And now, you know, now we're seeing the actual repercussions of that in my lifetime. But when I talk about it, you don't want to hear about it. But when you joke about it, I can't talk about it either because then that makes it too real. And like, do you get the whole catch-22 here? There's no winning. Does anyone know if Eckhart Tolle and about the ego and the pain body and how, you know, if you don't have anything going on in your life, the only thing that you can do is like tear down other people, and then that's where you get your sense of satisfaction from. So they don't understand that they're doing it, but they're like constantly tearing me down. And I don't want to be the adult who's like perpetually a child because they're complaining about their parents, but it's like, what the fuck? It's not my fault. You know, I went to school, I did the whole thing, I'm a smart person, and it's not my fault. You know, I play instruments and I'm doing all of these wonderful projects, and society isn't set up in a way, you know. I've even had like menial jobs, you know. I went out and I got the shitty jobs and I didn't make the money, and I even excelled in those situations, but it's like nothing is ever good. You know, like, you can work hard for your entire life and not get any benefit out of it at all because that's just not the way that society is structured. But it's my fault that you know, freaking corporation, you know, they're like, oh, Jason, I hear Amazon's hiring. Why don't you get a job at Amazon? And then when we hear stories of there being a tornado and Amazon workers are being forced to work or and dying or even like peeing and shitting in bottles, there's like, oh, Jason, I was wrong. You know, that was a really bad idea. I'm glad that you didn't take a job working at Amazon. None of that. None of that. They're always right. I'm always wrong. And when they're wrong, that's just like, boop, compartmentalize it into a part of their brain where they never think about it again. So people tell me like, oh, Jason, just be honest and everything will work out. And I'm like, that's what gets me in trouble the most, you know? Literally, telling the truth is what gets me in trouble. And we're not living in a society where you can just tell the truth, you know? I can't talk about Bill Gates and how the whole vaccine. No offense, but like, do a little research, look up gain of function, and you'll find out that literally the government created the virus and unleashed it by accident. But it's like just like the church, where it's all just a matter of control, where we're all their slaves, and the only way that you can make out is by climbing the food chain. But then in order to do that, you have to become an absolute sociopath, which is how people like Trump come into power. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Obviously, I'm not going to just give up on my ideals and become a sociopath, but it would, ugh, man, you know, it sucks. It's just like, the world is so unfair, and I can't even talk about it. Because you know the law of attraction, where if I talk about all the problems that I have, then that only magnifies the problem. So I have to walk around pretending like there's no problem, but then that just allows people to walk all over me. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And the only thing you can do is just keep on chugging on. This is turning into like, oh my god. I don't like venting to people because they always magnify my problems. You know, if I'm upset about something, I've learned that people will get upset at me for being upset and then they will flat out attack me. And that's just what I've learned. So I just have to swallow it. I learned very young on that if I'm upset, I can't tell anyone. And I started getting involved in these, you know, step programs and having a sponsor and blah blah blah. You know, my parents are like, oh, maybe if you just get a therapist, everything will be okay. And I'm like, well, what? Is the therapist gonna email Joe Biden and have him, you know, get him to forgive student loan debt and then say that Greta Thunberg's right, that climate change is real and that, you know, all of this shit? Like, that's never gonna happen. So, wow, you know, what is having a therapist gonna do for me? I don't benefit from talk therapy, just sitting around. You know, I've been to a therapist and they just prescribed antidepressant pills, but they didn't even do a blood test. They didn't know my medical history. Like, that is bad science. They could have gotten me so much worse. And the funny thing is, studies show that things like, I can see that my glasses go right, they should be like right at the tip of my nose, which means that my nose is too long. But there's like nothing I can do about it now. So I'll just try to remember that for next time. But anyways, like, antidepressants aren't gonna help the fact that society is crumbling. They're just gonna, like, numb me to the experience of life, which is very frustrating right now. I'm very frustrated with my life. I am very frustrated with my life. So anyways, I'm gonna keep on, like, I always say this, I just gotta clean up my damn room. I can't even invite people over for like yoga sessions or have them, you know. It blows my mind that the government took so long to do a shutdown and now things are even worse than before and there's like no restrictions whatsoever. And people are just making money off of the vaccine. Like, it's all just a big money grab. So I'm gonna withdraw. I'm just like not gonna talk to people. I'm just really upset right now. The step meetings end up making things worse in a lot of regards. They expose me to a lot of really shitty people. Yeah. I literally just wanted to be able to make a little extra money with this typing job, and maybe I just got too ahead of myself, but I'm just really frustrated with, you know, the way the world is right now. I'm mad at the boomers for not giving up the world, you know. I just think that a lot of them are really bad people, and all of these Trumpers are like the dumbest people in the whole world. It's just like so amazing how stupid these people are. Fuck Trump, man. Fuck Trump and anyone who believes in him, which is a lot of people. Oh my god, it's so obvious. It's just like the church, you know. Like, you think the Pope is a good guy? The Pope is not a good guy. It's just about control and money. My god, I'm not in a good place mentally, but I just wanted to at least have some sort of drawing today. That's 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes. La, 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 I just want to go to sleep. But I'm not even tired. I'm not gonna be tired, and I can't. I don't even want to get any more tobacco because it just makes me so sick. So not worth it. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just like really frustrated that I don't have anyone to trust in my life. Like, it's good having a sponsor, blah 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 blah, but they've got a wife and kids, and I can't be a burden to anyone with my problems. You know, I've learned from my parents that if I share my problems, they'll just make it worse. I call them like make matters worse. That's literally what I call them in my head. If I want to eat shitty food, if I want to complain, it's like I can spend days complaining about something, and the next day I just wake up and it's like right back off to where I was before, because I don't get a solution out of it. So I don't see how therapy is going to help me. I don't see how therapy is gonna help me. I know I really should have been, I say this every time, I need to practice the stuff out of the textbook, but I just haven't been doing that, so my drawings haven't been getting any better. I keep having the same old stupid drawings. And if I'm in a bad mood, they're even worse. My god, I don't want to see anybody. I'm in a bad mood. I'm stopping. I'm not going to upload this or tell anyone about it. I'm just going to take it for what it is. 40 days, you get tired of doing it for a while. I've been putting these on my Instagram and stuff, but like, no, I'm just not going to. So let's do a really dark red background, because I'm like spitting fire today. I wasted all my energy on this test that I failed, which makes me feel like hopeless. Like, okay, oh my god, now what am I gonna do? I know I'm really excited about learning the code and do all that stuff, but like, I don't want to sit in front of a computer my whole life. I want to go out and do fun stuff, but I also don't want to go out and do stuff because it like absolutely kills me. So I want to like, I don't know, I want adventure, but I like don't. So that's where I am. If anyone watches this video, I'm totally gonna kill your mood. so don't watch my video. I'm flat out telling you people at the end of the video, don't watch this video. Usually when that happens, I'll upload it, but I won't post it to my, like Reddit and all that stuff. Usually I've got 15 sites that I post it to. I'm already like, ooh, wouldn't it be nice to go get some more tobacco? But I don't want to. I'd rather just suffer all night long. It won't make me feel better. It'll just make me sick, but I am mad. I'm in a situation where people are like, ugh, I give you so much, and, you don't have to pay any rent, and you don't have to buy food and anything. All you have to do is, like, not grow as a person. That's not true. When I'm in a bad mood, I say all the wrong things. I become super inarticulate and I have a meltdown. Blame it on the autism. I don't know, maybe I'm retarded because my mom always says that when I was a baby, she would always slam my head in all the doorways by accident, and she's surprised I'm not retarded, so maybe that had some effect on my development. Who knows? I'm probably gonna get some tobacco after this. I don't want to, but I'm addicted to substances. And I don't know. That's life. We're all on our own. I feel, it would be nice to have someone in my life one day. I am overflowing with love. That's how it was in my last relationship. I used to pet their head for like an hour, at least 30 minutes, like every single night until they fell asleep. And then if they would give me like a 30-second massage, they would get bored, and then I would feel really guilty. Or they would want sex, and I wouldn't be in the mood because it wasn't even good sex. It was not good sex. So, I don't know. There's lots of things going on in my life. I'm going to label it 12/29/2021. JSJ, butterfly smiley face, even though I want to do a frowny face. Oh my goodness. I was happy I could set the computer up at least. I might be able to make it look better if I went around the edges with pen, but I just want to end the video. I'm not, today was a lost day. I thought I was going to clean and do all these things, but I ended up not doing any of it. I have a headache for like on and off every day since before Christmas. My body's like, I want coffee, I want cigarettes, but if you don't have it, you'll have a headache, but if you have it, you'll have a headache. So we're at 42 minutes, and usually I do a flippy, but I'll just compare today's to yesterday's, because if you want to see a flippy, just see yesterday's video. Flippy. I don't like doing my glasses. One of these days I'll have my hair down. That's life. You feel like throwing up and then you die. So yeah, that's today, that's yesterday. We're at 3:27 in the countdown. And I knew some days would be good and some days would not be good, but you know, I always want to be in the habit of at least having something. Something. My pen. Ugh! I just threw the pen across the room. Why doesn't anything ever work? So yeah, I guess I'll go walk my dog, and if I see any cigarettes, I'm so totally gonna pick them up off the ground, but I already did that today, so there probably won't be any left, and go to bed early. I'm just gonna lay in bed, it's not gonna be fun. So anyways, these videos are obviously more than just drawing for me. This is like documenting my life. It's like a little daily diary. Some days I'm good, some days I'm bad. You never know what you're gonna get. Oh man, both my elbows just cracked. I don't know. I've got salads in the fridge. Maybe I'll try to be healthier. I can't even like eat any food because I just feel sick all the time unless it's pizza or meat or cheese, which I don't want to do because it's making me sick. So I'm gonna do wheatgrass shakes. Ooh, wheatgrass. Who knows about wheatgrass? I've got wheatgrass seeds. I'll start that today. I'll let you know how it goes. I haven't made any videos about it, but when I was in Austin, I spent a lot of time figuring out how to grow wheatgrass and how all that works, and I've got all of this dirt from my vermicompost, and then after I juice it, I could recycle the old shit back into the vermicompost, so, you know, like the roots and stuff, and the seed husks, so I think that will give me more purpose in my life, and I'll feel healthier and happier if I do that. So if I got anything out of this video, if anyone knows who Abraham Hicks is, he says, if you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And I just want to be like healthy and happy and have purpose in my life. I don't even need like a whole bunch of money, but at the very least, if I can grow a little bit more of my food, so I could juice stuff, that'll make me feel good. So I'll soak the seeds tonight and I'll plant them tomorrow, and I'll focus on that and some dandelion for myself. And for the butterflies, I'm gonna plant milkweed, and for the others, for monarchs, I'll have milkweed, but for the others, I'll have, I can just get stuff from the grocery store. But I have no fucking money anymore, so I can't even do that either. I don't want to get a job at a CVS or a gas station or something. I want to have, you know, a Lepidopterist should be making $60,000 a year minimum, but who knows? Maybe I'll have my butterfly house soon. I'll charge people for admission, and I was drunk all last year, so I didn't really get to market myself for any of the work I was doing, or even do a good enough job. But I don't know. I'm too hard on myself. So yeah, I'm gonna do the wheatgrass seeds tonight. All I have to do is soak them, but at least I can do something with the dirt that I've got. Because my parents are like, "What are you gonna do with all of this dirt? You know, we get rid of dirt. We don't make use of any of our garbage." And I'm like, really big on all that stuff. So grow butterflies. Your mom thinks they're gross. You know, you try to do something nice, and that's life. You're gross. Or a circus freak. So anyways, nice talking to y'all. See you tomorrow. Don't watch this video. Bye.